How y'all doing? How y'all doing? How's everybody feeling today? On this best day. Happy Sunday, y'all. Happy Sunday. Got a little french fries and chicken wings. Let me make sure how we good. So I'm on my head, y'all. How's everybody feeling today? On this blessed Sunday. Beautiful day. Beautiful day, y'all. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. A beautiful day in the neighborhood. A beautiful day in the neighborhood. Oh man, goddamn. Things to say make you say, oh man. Oh man, goddamn. Things to make you say, oh man. I got the craziest story to tell y'all. I just came from the hospital, so forgive me if I'm eating. You get what I'm saying? But I got a story to tell, man. This is how y'all treat people in the hospital. This is how y'all treat people? Like, comment, and subscribe. Don't mind my hair and stuff like that. I got a story to tell. Shout out to Sonny Blanco. Shout out to Sonny Blanco. I got a story to tell. I got a story to tell. So everybody knew I was getting headaches, stiff necks. No me paraba. ¿Tú me entiendes? ¿Tú me entiendes? No me paraba. Yeah. I got tired of it. I said, let me go to the hospital. I even did a video. Hi. 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 How are you? So I go to the hospital uh, on my own timing. You get what I'm saying? Nobody told me, yo. I mean, people that love me told me to go to the hospital, but I'm saying I went on my own. You get what I'm saying? Hi. 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 I went on my own. So everybody know I've been having major headaches, major pain and stuff like that. The doctor checked it out. I got my results. I'm 1,000% good. I'm 1,000% okay. Comes to find out, it comes from overthinking. You could say stress. But lately, you know, you go to the hospital, they gave me all type of medications and stuff like that. Not for like regular shit. But the medication they gave me, I don't know, it wasn't like, I don't really like taking medication. I'm not a medication type of dude. So I go to let them know I was getting a little pain and stuff like that. So I said, fuck it, let me just go. So I go to the hospital. I go when I went. I went yesterday. I went Saturday. This is how I'm saying they're holding people against their free will, y'all. They're holding people against their free will. Let me explain what happened to the hospital, y'all. The craziest shit just happened to me, y'all. Yo, shit alive, man. For real, man. This shit ain't no joke, man. Shit is fucking live, man. Shit is live, man. I might have Eli go over there and stuff like that and do the audit thing and stuff like that. Tell him don't go inside the hospital, but definitely do something about that, bro. They violated, bro. They violated. They violated. Let Nico salute. Salute. Let me tell y'all what happened, y'all. I'm eating because you know that hospital food is trash. Basura. You get what I'm saying? Trash. You think it's a hospital, but we gonna get there. We gonna get there. So I wasn't feeling too good. Felt a little like a little pounding. So I got up. I went yesterday, got dressed and shit like that. I had my Marys, all type of shit, fresh to death, fresh as a daisy. I go in the hospital. Saturdays is like not too many doctors is there and stuff like that. So I'm like, oh, okay. But then I go and you know the doctor checked me out. It wasn't my doctor. I should have knew something was up. Even though he gave me some motivation because he felt my head, he said there's no bumps. Because some people was like, oh, it could be a tumor. Some people were saying, oh, you got diabetes. And some people was telling me I got skinny. So my right hand man, he said, yo, leave Greenhouse the fuck alone. He look good this way. He look even better skinny. Gave me some type of motivation. Got to the hospital, found out that shit was all in my head, y'all. Health is wealth. No STDs. No diabetes. Head good. Yeah, my head good. What else? Everything's good. Over stressing, over tension, being on YouTube a lot and stuff like that, in the same spot and stuff like that. And just gotta give a break to the body, self-healing. Self-healing, y'all. Self-healing comes from the body, it comes within. But I said, you know what? I haven't had a doctor in 4 years. Got a new doctor. Next thing you know, they set me up. Yo, they line me up like a barber from Brooklyn, my nigga. They line me up like a barber from Brooklyn, bro. We gonna get there. Oh yeah, we are gonna get there. The truth lady, salam alaikum. I might need the whole Afghanistan. Yeah, it's gonna be Al-Qaeda riders right now, my nigga. For real. The way they treated your boy. I hugged it down like Nino, but I gotta tell you what happened, bro. For real. Shit just went down in the hospital, bro. That's why they say, yo, go with your loved ones, bro. They try to take advantage of people, bro. Yo, listen to this. Listen to this. Yeah, get your chicken McNuggets. Get your popcorn. We live in la vida loca. We live in la vida loca. I'm not at 1,000, but I'm at 1,000. I'm not at 1,000, but I'm at 1,000. You get what I'm saying? Overwhelming, overthinking things and stuff like that. So I go to the, because sometimes the doctor could get tricky. So my doctor wasn't there. So they had some other dude. He had a resemblance of somebody I love. So once he told me I didn't have no pain, no bumps, and stuff like that, that's normal, that's how the skull is and stuff like that, it gave me some type of motivation. But then he started to get a little deep and stuff like that. Um, I asked for a therapist. You understand what I'm saying? A lot of people, I tell people, yo, go seek help, go see a therapist. A lot of people think I'm trying to come at them and stuff like that. I'm literally care. You can have somebody to talk to and stuff like that. But I didn't know the trials and tribulations that you had to go through this shit, bro. They treat you, and we gonna get there slowly but surely. Listen to the story, yeah. I go, doctor checks my hair and stuff like that. He said it could be from stress. He said, you good? I said, what about the diabetes? He said, everything look good. So I go and he'd be like, is it something that you're overstressing, overthinking, and stuff like that? And I told him, I'm the type of person that I like to overthink things. I'm like Maya. Please don't tell me about this because I'm already overthink about it. I'm the type to, I'm like Maya. You understand what I'm saying? So I try to give them that information and he try to use it against me. You get what I'm saying? He tried to use it against me. Because basically I don't, I say I overthink things a lot and stuff like that. Um, he said it could be like anxiety and stuff like that. But I'm trying to get a therapist. You get what I'm saying? But he has a whole different mission. So he's like, you want a therapist? I was like, yeah. He's like, oh, okay, no problem. So the lady that was in the front desk, she, the doctor asks the front lady if we could be transported, if I could be transported downstairs. You get what I'm saying? So a security guard had to transport me. I should have knew something was up right then and there. Once I told him I overthink things, I smoke marijuana, uh, you know, um, I think a lot, overthink, I stress, I say anxiety, and he took it like schizophrenic, all type of shit. So now the security guard brings me to the joint. The doctor's with me, but the doctor doesn't let me know nothing. He's quiet, and I see the security guard. He's a black brother, so I'm not thinking nothing of it. I'm like, oh, maybe they just need to transport us downstairs. It's a Saturday, not too many people in the building. This spot is closed, so maybe the security guard's just bringing you safely, I guess. So I said, peace, brother. And the way he responded to me, he was responding uh, uh, like a father. Somebody that try to belittle you, or like he said what's up, but he was just like, watching me, watching my actions, watching my every movement, like I was bugged out or crazy. So now I should have knew something was up. They bring me downstairs to the waiting area. I should have knew something was up with two things. First, there was a father there. He was in the waiting area. His daughter was about to get examined. She was about to get surgery. The father said, may I see my daughter the last time before surgery? They wanted the father to come in the morning for I think, to see the daughter or whatever. And he's like, that's my daughter. She's about to have surgery and stuff like that. Can I see my daughter? So they giving him a hard time. Police come up. Homie is going Rambo. He going crazy. You get what I'm saying? So I should have knew something was up. I'm like, they not letting him see his kid. She's about to get surgery. I'm like, I'm thinking I'm here for medication. I'm thinking I'm here to get a therapist, which I am. But the whole program of how they got this shit set up, This shit is designed like it's some crazy shit. But listen, y'all. So once I see the dude, he's like cursing at the security guard and shit. So the security guard that brought me, you get what I'm saying? He was watching my every movement. You get what I'm saying? I said, peace, brother. And he looked at me, he said, peace. But he was looking at me like it was a weird look. So the benches, after that situation, I knew something was up, but I was like, I didn't really know. Because the doctor came, she took my little blood and stuff like that. She, so and then what happened was, I goes in, you see the benches that's there? The benches is not glued to the floor. So, I've been having like a little back problems, a little pain in the neck and stuff like that. So I try to stretch myself, like as if I was grabbing something like this, like the bench, and I grabbed it. So the joint, like, I'm brolic, so this shit is not connected to the floor. I thought it was connected to the floor, so I'm trying to stretch. So it moved, not too much. It just moved a little bit. But he said if I'm good. He said, yo, you good? But it wasn't a good like, yo, you okay? It was like, yo, you good? And now I'm in my head. I was about to say this shit. Like, yeah, I'm fucking good. Fuck you to asking me if I'm good, nigga. You get what I'm saying? Not to be an asshole, but you, I don't know what the fuck is going on. I don't know what the fuck is going on. So then I get in the room. The security guard that brought me, I was like, you good? Once I walked in, he's like, yeah, I'm good. Then the other nigga, he's in the fucking room. It's a small room like this. Yo, truth lady, stay in the fucking building for real, man. All jokes aside, man. All jokes aside, my nigga. Niggas trying to take a nigga out, beloved. Yo, listen, God. Listen. It's an art to listening, beloved. You're not listening. It's an art to listening. Listen. I rose and they put me in a room. You get what I'm saying? I was in the waiting area. Now I'm in the first floor or whatever. I'm going to that little room. Now I knew something was up because the security guard is a different one. But the nigga was bugging out, and the nigga was like, flexing and shit like that. Like he was gonna pound him out for wanting to see his daughter. You get what I'm saying? Y'all understand? Then it was another security guard. So once I got in that room, I'm talking to like a nurse or whatever, and the guys are standing there. He's just standing there, and you know me. So they saying, to go to, to go through, you got to take your clothes off. You get what I'm saying? You got to take everything off and shit like that to enter. So I'm not thinking nothing of it. It's like hospital gear and stuff like that. These are the socks. They didn't let me bring the other thing because I would have fully exploded, and I could have did it. You get what I'm saying? Because the doctor already let me out. I definitely could have just put that joint under there and just would have left with that shit and would have wore that shit while I was live. But we didn't want to do too much. But I got something, y'all. We got some type of evidence, y'all. And that's what they do, y'all. They make it seem like we crazy because now all we have to show is a sock. They take away your phone. They take away everything from you. Everything. They take away everything. They took my phone. They took my jeans. They took my boxers. They took everything from me, bro. So I'm thinking I'm going inside. Um, I take off my clothes. Um, there's no room. There's no bathroom or nothing like that. So the lady's like, oh, you got to take off your clothes and stuff like that. The security guard right there. Shorty got the fatty. I'm like, why would I fucking? I'm not getting to undressed right here. Not like that. That she got the fatty. I'm just saying, I'm not getting dressed. You understand what I'm saying? So she's like, oh, you gotta change right here. So I knew something was up right then and then. You get what I mean? So I puts on the gear or whatever. I take everything off, everything I had on, a Mary's, polo, green side merch, all type of shit. So I put that in a bag. I'm thinking I gotta wear the hospital thing to go inside. You get what I'm saying? But the hospital says like you staying over. But they didn't let me know. They didn't say green out. You staying over today. You get what I'm saying? So now when I get inside this room, that so called for a therapist, or they gotta check whatever, or you can't go until the doctor tells you to leave. You never see the doctor. I seen the doctor today, right? And the doctor spoke to me. The doctor was like, "Oh, you don't really belong here." But the way they was treating people, the security guard, he was an asshole. It was another one. He was an asshole. I try to get cool because I'm just thinking, I'm like, yo, bro, how many hours or how long is it gonna take for the doctor to call me? I'm thinking it's like 20 minutes, 30 minutes. Since I see a couple of people, I'm thinking it may be like an hour or so. So I asked him. He's like, I can't tell you an hour or two because it could be more than that or it could be less than that. You get what I'm saying? So I'm like, all right. You get what I'm saying? Because I'm not having no knowledge that I have to stay over. And then he was like, oh, let me tell you the rules. I said, do me a favor, don't do me no favors. I said, do me a favor, don't do me no favors. He said, these are the rules. Don't pass this line and stuff like that. And I'm like, I'm not having knowledge that I have to stay over. So I'm like, brother, you don't have to worry about me passing no line. You get what I'm saying? I'm like Captain Tazazia when he went against what was the dude he went against? Yeah, I'm like him. Cross the line. You get what I'm saying? Polite. Yeah. Cross the fucking line. I'm not like that. I told him. He said you can't cross this line and stuff like that. So I'm thinking, I'm not having knowledge that I gotta stay over. So I'm like, oh, no problem, bro. You ain't gotta, cause everybody's laughing. One dude is laughing. One dude is doing jumping jacks, backflips, and one dude is just grimy. These are dudes on real medication, real schizophrenic, talk to themselves. They mind, their brains, they thoughts tell them to kill people. They want to hurt people and stuff like that. These are real people that are really dealing with like crazy shit. They put me like in a psych ward. They put me like in a psych ward. So I see a couple like two or three heads that look regular. Like they're not, tripping. They're not nervous. They on some regular shit. My Spanish man. So I pull up on him. I started hitting him with the Espanol. I'm from the Spain. So I said, yo, papi, uh, ¿qué es esto? ¿Cómo? Because you know how I first found out that we was gonna stay? Because once they was giving out food, and it was like a guy in uniform. He said, eat. I was like, I'm good. I don't want none of this hospital food. I'm gonna eat at home. My mom is cooking. So basically, he was like, that's the last meal of the day. So force yourself. Like he's talking to me like I gotta stay over. Now I'm remembering what the dude said about crossing the line like Captain Cesario. So now I go straight to the line. Cause now I'm like, yo, what the fuck? I'm like, yo, bro, I can't stay over and stuff like that. I didn't come for that. I came for a therapist. I came for somebody to speak to and stuff like that. I didn't come for no schizophrenic, jumping jacks, talking to yourself, kill him up, shoot him up, bang, bang shit. I'm like me and the other dudes was like mad regular. So so once he told me that, I crossed the line. I'm like Captain Cesaria. I crossed the line. You get what I'm saying? And the reason I did that because the dude, I was trying to see his energy. Like, are you bullying these people? Are you holding them against their free will? Cause somebody got to speak up. They put you on medication and shit like that. Luckily, I was able to get around the medication and shit like that. They forcing people to take the medication. Yo, take the medication and shit like that. Yo, this shit is getting for real, y'all. This shit is dangerous. It's safe to say it ain't safe to go to the hospital anymore, God. Now, you know me, I put myself in other people's shoes and stuff like that. So I understand the position of a security guard. Sometimes it can be overwhelming and shit like that. Just the first 5 seconds was outrageous. I done started a riot. You get what I'm saying? Because at first I didn't want to be like that, but I didn't know. I'm grown. I'm 29 years old. If I'm gonna stay somewhere, let me know. Don't just change my clothes and tell me, oh, you have to wear this to enter. And then when I enter, you got niggas doing jumping jacks, jump ropes, and all type of buffoonery. God bless them. That's when I knew I was cured. That's when I knew I didn't really have no problems. These niggas is talking to themselves. These niggas is lining each other up. One nigga, he's laying in the bed. I fuck with the homie though. He got a little afro. He walking through the joint and shit like that. He got like a little twist on his nose. So, the dude, when I was crossing the line, he was like, yo, ask that dude, um, with the cricket nose, how that happened. So the nigga think he like a linebacker or whatever. So then I tell the nigga, I'm like, yo, bro, I get in tune with the nigga because he was the only person speaking up at first. You get what I'm saying? And I respected his Miller. He was short, but he had the black power with him. You get what I'm saying? A young black man, and I felt his pain. He was like, yo, because basically they gave people sleeping medicine, right? Now, me not taking the medicine, I'm noticing this. They taking people, I'm there with 1,000%. I educate myself and stuff like that. So when I see them waking up people to get them sleeping medicine, you, I'm sleeping. You waking me up to give me sleeping pills? In the words of Hassan Campbell, something, something just ain't right. Something, something just ain't right. How the fuck you waking me up to give me sleeping pills? Motherfucker, I'm sleeping. You woke me up. You never wake a person up when they sleeping. You get what I'm saying? So the dude, he about to get it on with the homie. Because the dude, he's a security guard. He acting like a bully. He acting like he is all this, all that. And the dude, he starts stepping up to the dude. Yo, I'm tired of your shit. And he's like crazy, but you can tell he's like at the beginning stages. You get what I'm saying? They forced him to take the medication. He told me. He was like, yo, be careful. They force you to take the medication and shit like that. And he told me he put me on and shit like that. So once he put me on, I'm like, oh, I fuck with the homie. He putting me on. He giving me the runaround. Who's this? Who that? Who got this? Who got that? You get what I'm saying? This shit feel like Rikers Island. I'm dead ass. This shit feel like Rikers Island. They got some beds. You know the chair The Sonny Blanco chair, the shit I lean back, I lean back. I lean back. Yeah, they had some shit like that. Mad uncomfortable. It's a hospital. You're supposed to have the most therapeutic or the most softest shit in the world. You get what I'm saying? So, um, we got my nigga Jose. Not Jose, you already know. Jose, this Jose is a different type of Jose. Yo, Jose, different type of sandwich, God. Yo, this dude, and I fuck with the homie because nobody spoke to Jose. Jose was just like he like 300 pounds, and you know, you be sleeping, and Jose just be looking at you. You just be sleeping, and Jose's just looking at you. And he brolic too. He don't do too much talking. I fuck with Jose. Jose even creeped up on me. You get what I'm saying? I was sitting in the chair. He sat right here. Usually when he sits next to somebody, person get nervous. They want to move chairs. He was touching my elbow. I didn't feel no type of weight. You get what I'm saying? And I ended up speaking to him in Spanish. And the nigga spoke back, man, clear, bro. You would think this dude was out of space. You get what I'm saying? And he was praying to God. He did a prayer in Spanish. And he said, I don't talk to these niggas. He been there for like 2 weeks, a month. Because he has that love, but it's hard for him to speak up. You get what I'm saying? Because he stands for certain things. And even though they killing him, he stands up for certain shit where he's like, yo, I gotta be here to make sure everybody's good. And I was like, yo, that's crazy. Like while we were sleeping, Jose was doing the buddy check, and he not even getting paid for this shit. He just watching everybody and shit like that. And somebody got close to my bed. Jose just got up, and I was like, cause I said Jose don't play. He's drinking the rosé, so I already had him on my side. You get what I'm saying? But once I crossed the line, there was this other dude. He was like, I heard he punched the doctor and shit like that. The security said he didn't do that to him. You get what I'm saying? But once I started, I didn't really start because I wanted to. I started because I was like fear for my life. Like, what the fuck? How the fuck are you gonna tell me I gotta stay somewhere and you didn't sign no permission slip and shit like that? But where they get you is to get the therapist and stuff like that to go inside that room, you gotta sign. You get what I'm saying? And sometimes we just sign shit without reading. And I made a joke about it. I said, oh, let me read it. He said, come on, we gonna be here all day. And we joked about it. And then once that dude, he was like, oh, these are the rules, don't cross the line. I was like, oh, nah. So once I crossed the line, now other dudes is, they backing themselves up. They speaking up and shit like that. So the dude with the afro, Black Power dude, he's on some militant. We had albino dude in there, very humble and stuff like that. I even left. He told me, yo, don't lose your head and stuff like that. You don't belong here. That's what he told me. He said you don't belong here. But these are the things that a person got to go through to get a therapist. Is this the things that you got to go through? It's really insane. Then another person, they told him he was going home. He was going to get discharged. But they only told him that for him to take his medication so he could calm down. So he could calm down. I woke up today because, my family, my friends, I told everybody I was going to the hospital. So a lot of people didn't see me. So a lot of people was like, yo, what the fuck? My phone is broke. You get what I'm saying? So a lot of people was worried. I tried to explain that to that. They don't give a fuck. They do not give a fuck. And imagine the people that's on that medication that's not able to speak up. Everybody in there is triple OGs. I told everybody, if we really want, if we really, really, really want, we could take over this shit. I'm telling y'all, this shit felt like Rikers Island. You get what I'm saying? But I gave them much love and much courage and much compassion. At first, when you know, I'm already looking at my fist. I'm like, oh, I'm about to do it to a nigga. You get what I'm saying? But once the security did that, I knew the problem wasn't within the people. That's where the compassion and the understanding comes in within the people. But once he tried to do, Mr. Macho Man and stuff like that, today we laughed it off and stuff like that. He didn't know how connected I was. And, I didn't really want to make no threats and stuff like that. But I just told dude, be careful how you treat people, brother. You think everybody with this shit on is schizophrenic, is here because they bugged out? Because once they see me with that type of acquire, that attire, they already looked at me bugged out. So once I'm like, oh, I'm not passing the line and stuff like that, and I pass the line and I'm start bugging out, it's like a trick for you to trick, for you to bug out. I kept my head at peace and stuff like that, because the more you bug out, the more time you do, the more days you do, because they feel like, oh, this nigga really need it. You get what I'm saying? But me, when I had that little thing, it was like just me and him and a few people. But he respected my Miller and shit like that. He never stepped up. I thought he was gonna step up. I thought he was gonna be like, man, back the fuck up. Or you get what I'm saying? He was like, I'm trying to be cordial with you. Like, you remember when Head Ice and what's his name? Yeah, what's the dude from the Math Alpha show? Oh man, I forgot. Oh, Chambers. Yeah. With Chambers and Head Ice. I'm trying to keep it cordial with you, but it's going somewhere else. I'm trying to keep it cordial with you, but it's going somewhere else. But them people, they was they was um they was mad cool. You get what I'm saying? You had some people that was like outrageous. One nigga just came in there and started hooking. Security, all type of shit. I'm like, oh, this shit gonna hit like Mike Tyson. I fuck on. They put him in his own room. My man Jose stepped to him while the nigga sleeping. Jose just staring at the nigga in the room. The security fell asleep. And somebody woke him up. Yo, and they ran to Jose. But Jose was just staring at the nigga like, yo, you think you own this shit? But that's one thing that I fuck with, because the security guard, he fucked with Jose. You get what I'm saying? He fucked with him so much that um, Jose went home. Yeah, Jose went home. At first, it was like, I thought they was going to take advantage of him and shit like that, but he spoke highly of Jose. I was like, what about me? I was just fucking around, but he was like, come on, man, you almost tried to kill me the first day and shit like that. You ain't never go home and shit like that. So he was just making up, like, but he made the time go by. If I would have stood another day, I would have felt more annoyed, but, it was peace. But to have people, without their free will, let the people know. I know you might feel like you know what's best, but sometimes you cannot. That's not your decision to make as a doctor, as a security guard. That's just not your position. It's not. Like, I'm really thinking about hitting up Eli. I don't know how far he could get into it. I think he could probably go inside, but knowing, because I see them in the UPS thing. They go inside the UPS. I'm not sure if they could go in the hospitals and stuff like that. But I'm gonna speak to Eli and see if he could like do something about that. And not to like check anybody or anything, just to make sure things are being, you know, done correctly. You understand what I'm saying? Because I was thinking about pulling up, pulling out my phone, exposing, having them come out and stuff like that. Might get arrested and shit like that. But that's what it is. You be so happy to get home. That's how they get you. You forget about, alright, my nigga, watch. You forget about all of that. That's how they get you. But I'm just glad it was a humble adventure and stuff like that. I got a therapist and stuff like that. I'm not taking medication. They didn't, they didn't prescribe me no medication and stuff like that. I'm 1,000% good, and I feel good about that. I feel good about that, but just the way they did it, the way they went about things, that was just weird. Like I took my clothes in front of the security guard, in front of the doctor, and I changed, and then now I'm staying over. Nobody let me know, yo, Green, you staying over today, and stuff like that. My right hand man told me, yeah, that's how that shit go, man. You can't say certain shit to them because then they start thinking you bipolar, you you want to kill people, you want to hurt people, you want to hurt yourself and stuff like that. Some dude was in there. He popped I think four metaprofens. I think it was like four metaprofens. He popped like four of them and stuff like that. They, I don't know if it was metaprofen. I didn't get the name of the pill, but he got it from his mother, and they said that since he pop four of them, he was trying to kill himself. So me and him, we talking regular and shit like that. He's smiling. You know, he's the dude I went up to that sound regular. You know, he sound normal. He sound like he's not, doesn't have no problems. And I asked the dude, I'm like, what's your reason for being here? He's like, oh, you know, I took 4 pills and stuff like that at the same time for the headaches, because the headache wouldn't go away. So, in their head, they like, oh, you want to kill yourself. And they even told him that. I was acting like I wasn't listening, because he was talking about, yeah, I can't wait to get home, and shit like that to my girl. And I was happy for the dude. Dude made my time go by so fast. Spanish dude. But when he spoke to the I think it was like a doctor or a nurse. I didn't know nurses could be boys. I didn't know nurses could be boys. Anyway, the dude, he asked him, he's like, the nurse asked him, right? Excuse me, yeah. What I was talking about, if anybody was out there in the United States was hearing me, anybody in the world, never heard of a male nurse, always been male nurses. Yeah, there's a male nurse for some reason. I didn't make a big thing about it and stuff like that. No, but what happened? What I was talking about? I know the nurse. He asked him a question. Um, who he was asking? Who he was asking again? Who he was asking? I forgot. I forgot. But I know the nurse. He basically was like, I don't know. Truth lady, hold me down. You don't know what I was talking about? Oh, the hurt. Yeah, they were. If people were trying to hurt themselves and stuff like that. Did they ask you if you wanted to hurt yourself? Wrong answers get you locked up in a physical war. Psych ward. Yeah, they put me in the psych ward, bro. I was like embarrassed. I'm like, what the fuck? I don't belong here. Salute to them and shit like that. I'm about to roll up right now. My doctor said you rather use marijuana over medication. I said any time of the day. She said that's not a bad answer, Greenhouse. She said that's not necessarily a bad answer. Sometimes that medication gets you too immune. That shit get you going cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. That shit have you going cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. You get what I'm saying? But the way they was treating people and shit like that, it was just crazy. But the albino dude was official though. Once I left, I gave him a little. He was like, "Yo, bro, don't lose your head, man. You too young for that." And he was about my age too, but he hear voices and shit like that. He never expressed to the people what was his problem and situation. Oh, the dude, he thought he was going home. Okay, see, good shit, Green Eye. The dude thought he was going home. You get what I'm saying? He's like, yo, he popped 4 pills, 4 medication pills. So they even told him, the doctor, he was like, oh, you try to kill yourself. It says you wanted to kill yourself. He's like, I never said that. He said, I never said that. Meanwhile, this the dude I told y'all, he looked so regular that I was like, yo, you look regular. What the fuck you doing here? He's like, nah, I took pills, 4 pills, because I had major headaches and they thought I was trying to hurt myself or suicide or some shit like that. I was like, oh. But once the doctor said that, I'm not gonna lie, that shit had me. I was like, damn. I was like, damn, because damn, you like me and him talking about going home, what we gonna eat, and shit like that. And that's just crazy. Because certain things they take serious. They take that very serious. But for them to say that he said that, I was like, what? It was just so much that happened. Like, it was just like a movie, yeah. It was just like a movie. You get what I'm saying? Unless you have schizophrenia or a psychopath. Yeah, those people was actually cool, down to earth people. You get what I'm saying? They just had certain things. Like one dude, he would walk around the thing for like 8 hours straight. Straight. He'll walk from this side to that side to this side to that side. But he'll talk to himself. He sounds like an entertainer. He sounds like Cedric the Entertainer. He sounds like so many people at once. You get what I'm saying? So while he's just making noises, he's like, what the fuck? Run down. And then when you speak to him, the doctor speaks to him, how you doing? They got to play it off like, nothing's wrong with them. So they feel like that to get them home quicker. You get what I'm saying? And some of them would come like right normal. I'm like, what? He was just like, fuck you, bitch. I'll tell you get out the way. But he's not speaking to nobody. You get what I'm saying? He was sleeping right next to me, and then I was sleeping next to the albino dude. They said the albino dude done kick the doctor, because the doctor tried to wake him up and give him take his blood pressure or something like that. They said the albino dude kicked that nigga so hard and apologized. Oh shit, my bad, and shit like that. But I was like, oh, keep him right there. You get what I'm saying? My other dude, he walk around for 10 hours straight, but the nigga legs gotta be powerful. Don't underestimate. You get what I'm saying? But he was humble. He just speaks out loud. He just speaks out loud. I couldn't remember no numbers in a situation like that. Broke his phone and stuff like that. You're not in the right state of mind to call anybody, beloved. That shit is designed for you to fail, God. I had to tell them certain shit. I was like, yo, don't fuck with me. I'm not staying over. Eventually, I found out that this was the process, but I said certain shit that I know they thinking about. They second guessing. Damn, who the fuck was that guy? Cause while everybody's sleeping, I'm creeping. I'm like Jeepers Creepers. I'm up like a duck. I'm up like a duck, sitting. I can't sleep. You think I'm asleep? Like comfortable? This shit is like the Bookings, Rikers Island, Elmira. I don't feel comfortable. You fall asleep, they feel like, oh, you belong here. He's comfortable. I fell asleep for about 20 minutes, if that. I'm about to catch up on some rest right now. But that's crazy. For me to go get a checkup, I end up in a psych ward? What the fuck? That shit is crazy. That shit is crazy. Yeah, healing comes from the body, man. That shit is crazy. You see what they doing? Hi, Queen. Hi, Queen. Yo, that joint was crazy. Luckily, I didn't take that medication or I didn't fall for it. Soon as I seen, the type of behavior and stuff like that, that's when I shift my energy and, I was positive. I even told the dude, yo, bro, I apologize for getting out of hand earlier and stuff like that. Because I know they view you like anybody else in there. So you'll stay for like 2 or 3 days, 5 days, 10 days, and nobody cared. You get what I'm saying? They did that to me. I already knew, like, the first day. But I was so calm, so humble, and shit like that. It made up for my outbursts. You get what I'm saying? It made up for my outbursts. But y'all stay blessed, stay righteous, stay healthy, and I'ma go get some rest, y'all. Y'all stay blessed. I'm back with another one.